Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Sunday evening update on this Sunday, May 31st, 2009. Glad to see everyone here watching the program tonight. This is, of course, the program where you get all the news and views of life extension from around the world and chat with researchers and famous advocates for life extension and immortality. Let's just throw that out there. But this week, no guest. You know what? I've had a recent spell of bad luck getting guests, having people commit but then say, well, maybe next month, and then next month arrives and then they, oh, maybe October. Yeah, no kidding. So it's been a little rough getting some guests here on the Sunday evening update, but I'm always putting out the call for more guests. In fact, I've been trying to get a cryonics interview because we had one last year, one that specifically focused on cryonics, and I've been trying to get another interview lined up. It'd be nice to have a yearly update on how that aspect of life extension is going. I'd like to say hi to Sven and hi to Brian, who are in the program here tonight, and a couple of other streamers I see attending. And that's another thing I have to mention. I'm sorry about the way the chat is set up now. And when Ustream first started out, it was open chat to anyone. These IRC chats, you could just go right in and chat with whoever was there. But tell you what, back a couple months ago, spammers started hitting the IRC chat. So Ustream decided to make everyone log in to the chat before they would be able to interact and talk as we were having the program here. So unfortunately, that's the case right now. If you want to chat, you're going to have to log in, like you see a couple of other people there in the text chat logging in tonight. And you know what? Talking about spammers, they hit the Immortality Institute web forums as well. That's something new that just started this year. What is up with spammers? I mean, they get this. Everyone's blocking them from email. That's probably not as successful as it used to be. So now they're going to forums, now they're going to IRC chats, they're finding out ways to spam everywhere. Give it up already. You know what? I mean, it must work. It must work. People must click on those spam links. I mean, otherwise, why would they do it? But anyway, that's the reason why it's a little bit more difficult to chat along with the program. You're watching the Sunday Evening Update, and tonight I just wanted to go through a little bit of news and chat with whoever was here who was familiar with IMINST and current activities, because I don't have a guest. And it's nice to have a little news program, just a little update program to review where we're at, probably once a month or so. And in 2009 now, the board has directed me to not have a weekly update here with an interview every week on the program here, the Sunday Evening Update. If I had some top flight guests lined up, I'd do it every week. That's no problem. I enjoy doing the show. But the board thought that it would be best if I did spend a little less time on the Sunday Evening Update. And thinking about that, I was thinking perhaps put out a call for a new host or a sub-host, someone who can sit in on nights when I'm unavailable here to do the program. So you're going to get used to me blabbing here tonight because I'm just going to go through a few things that the Institute has been doing over the last couple of months. And one thing that we usually have an update on is the Folding at Home team that we support, which is the Longevity Meme team. Many of you are familiar with that. And I want to just show you where we're at this point, which means I'm going to have to switch over to the screen mode here. So I didn't have time to prepare graphics. Sorry about that, but we can still look at it live. So here we go. I'm going to look at the screen here. And sometimes switching between different modes of the broadcast can cause things to lock up. So if the program all of a sudden goes kaput here and locks up, that's probably the reason why. Okay, what are we looking at here? Right in the middle here, the Longevity Meme team up to position number 73. Hey, that's awesome. And we have, if we scroll over, you can see we have 72 people contributing and out of 439 members. That's not really that great. We used to have 25% participation on any one day. And now we're down to probably 15 or 12%. I don't know what that is. Someone can calculate that. But you know what? We're still cranking out 236,000 points per day, which is pretty awesome, I would say. Let me scroll it over there. 236,465 points a day. And the one thing is why the team is not quite as active is that the funding for the Folding at Home prize dried up at the end of March 31st. We still have some cash to give away at the end of June for the people who fold on the Longevity Meme team. Don't worry. And I have put out some calls for additional funding for the prize. So perhaps we will have some funds going forward, or some long-term funds to keep supporting the prize. Otherwise, we'll offer free memberships to the Institute, other things, kind of intangible, not as tangible as cash, but still some worthy prizes to hand out for people who fold on our team. Well, let's take a look at how the team is projected to do for the next week, and here we are. It looks like we are set to pass, let's see, we're set to pass a couple of teams here. Hey, and one in just 14 hours. Look at that. Which team? Dev Folding, Developer Folding. You see all the listings in green there? Those are the teams that we're going to pass and how long it's going to take. And we should be above position 70 before the end of June. 3.6 weeks, 625. June 25th, we should be up to position number 68. Hey, that's awesome. We keep moving up. I'd love to see a little bit more participation, though, for the team. And again, sorry, I didn't have time to prepare graphics here for the show tonight, but there you go. Just kind of scrolling through my browser window here. So, Folding at Home team, yeah, it's kind of died down a little bit. Whoops, sorry about that. Now you see the broadcast microphone there. Boy, this is an interesting show, isn't it, with all the different things that are popping up on the screen. But anyway, I want to talk a little bit about other things that are going on with the Institute and some of the things that we are going to support. So far this year, we actually did one major fundraising effort, and that was for the cryonic suspension of a lifetime member of the Institute, Bill O'Wright. And we raised $8,000 and contributed $8,000 in matching to get William O'Wright's cryopreserved because he had a fatal case of lung cancer. He was supposed to die at some point. Doctors predicted last year in October or September. It was a long time ago, but he finally lost his battle with cancer. Oh, I think it was earlier this month or in earlier this month of May. So it was a sad time, but we did raise enough funds that he did get cryonically preserved. So hopefully we'll be able to revive him sometime in the future. Let's keep our fingers crossed on that. And another effort, another big effort that the Institute has been involved in is the potential sponsorship of of research for SENS at the SENS lab in Tempe, Arizona. I believe it's in Tempe, and that would be laser ablation of lipofuscin, and that is it's a type of junk that builds up in your cells, lipofuscin, and it's responsible for the visual appearance of age spots as you get older on your skin. But it builds up in all cells within the body. And a fellow who did some research on nematodes, worms, flatworms, found out that lipofuscin absorbs a certain wavelength of laser light very strongly. So old worms that had a lot of lipofuscin, when he focused the laser on them, it practically blew them apart because it absorbed so much of that laser radiation. But young worms that didn't have any lipofuscin built up in their cells, the laser did nothing. It didn't affect them at all. So he had an idea that, hey, maybe we can use lasers to help